is a horror game and it's not intended for all audiences. Well, good to know. Hello and welcome to my bonus Halloween game, Scarlet Hollow. This is a game, as you can see by the warning we just saw, that this is a scary game. Normally I don't post scary games because 1. I'm a big wuss and I get scared very easily. Also, I get nightmares when something is too scary. I'm trying to become a little less of a scaredy pants, but it is what it is, I guess. Secondly, I mostly enjoy adventure or mystery games that have more like a fantasy style, but in this case I wanted to do something special for Halloween, so hopefully it's not too scary, and if it is, I hope it's at least funny to watch me suffer. Just kidding. Scarlet Hollow is released in multiple episodes. I believe they are still releasing them and they want to release 7. Currently there are 4. This is episode 1 and it is free on Steam, so if you want to check it out you can. I will play this first one for Halloween, but if you like this game do let me know so I can see if I can buy the other chapters and play and upload them as well. Let's take a quick look at the controls. So we have a keyboard and a mouse. I don't have a gamepad, or at least I'm not using that right now. Enter advanced dialogue and activates interface. Space advanced dialogue without selecting choices. Arrow keys navigate interface. Escape accesses game menu. Control skips dialogue. Tab tunnels dialogue. J opens history. H hides use interface. S takes a screenshot. Alright, self-voicing. Well, I won't need that because I'm gonna do the voicing. Left click advances dialogue and activates interface. Middle hides use interface. Well, I hope I don't need to use it because middle click usually doesn't work that well in games. Right click access game menu. So it looks like it will be a very narrative game. Not much we have to do, like move around and stuff. We just have to probably read a lot of text, and I'm gonna do a lot of talking because I don't believe there's voice acting in this game. Could be, but I don't believe there is. So let's start and see how scary it really is. My name is Miko. I live in the city of, I don't know, Sleepy Hollow? It's a scary game, right? Select pronouns. I don't care about that. I'm just a woman. Confirm. Select 2 traits. Traits unlock additional paths and dialogue options. Cool! Strong and athletic, the pinnacle of fitness, intimidating presence, tough as nails, mystical, strange and unusual. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. Talk to animals, you can talk to animals, animals can talk to you, a gift and a curse. Why? Because there's spooky animals in the game? Street smart, know how to lie when you're being lied to. Slick and convincing, no door can hold you. This might be handy because maybe there are locked doors in the game and that way I can enter those. Attractive and charming, a natural flirt. People want to either be with you or be you. I don't know how that would help me. Book smart, well read and rational. Possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it. A talented researcher. Keen eye, observant, picks up on vibes, understands others' perspectives. Well, I want this one for sure, and I can pick 2. So I'm not sure if I want this one or this one. This one I don't want this. I don't know how that would help me. Maybe something will fall on me and I have to lift it off. I don't know. This I don't think is very handy in a horror game. Could be me. No, I don't want this. Don't want this. I think I'll go with this. Keen eye. Confirm. Right, so this game is a text-based game, so I will read the text as best I can. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Bear Lane, what a name. PR lane, I don't know. Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. Oh, that's so dumb. I named my city Sleepy Hollow. It's almost the same. I just realized that now. Stranger. So, anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. Why? Oh, I thought he was barefooted, but he's not. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Oh, this is cool, so I can use my traits right now. Street smart, feign an illness. Wait, what? Dude, what's wrong with you? Hell yeah, sounds awesome. Why are you talking to me? Remain silent. Should I just do this? Because isn't this one of my traits? You violently fake a coughing fit. Pretending to be sick has always been one of the better ways to get people to leave you alone in strange places. He looks genuinely scared. Oh, are you sick? That's alright. I'm pretty sure I've already had whatever you've got. I'm sick all the time. Gotta keep my immune system on its toes, you know. But it didn't work. So he just starts blabbering on again. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. Gee, you think? But she kept swinging and soon enough she lost the balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. Wow, this guy is kinda mean. We had a good laugh and fished her out and the phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend. Really? She kind of became my girlfriend after that and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. It's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago she tried to break up with me. Like for real? And geez, you ever just get so mad you just wanna like kill somebody? Alright. Stop trying to get a rise out of me. I kinda feel like killing someone right now. I never feel that way now. Oh yeah, all the time. What's wrong with you? I want to say this, or what's wrong with you? Let's say this. I kind of feel like killing someone right now. I don't like horrible people waking me up to tell me about their horrible thoughts. What can I say? I'm an interesting guy. Oh my god. Anyways, you'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Ho ho ho. Anyway. Oh my god. She's giving birth to a son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. And she tried to break up with him? This is such a weird story. But I don't know if I'm like into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Keen eye. Do you love her enough to make this work? What's wrong with you? I can still say that. Do I wanna, I don't know, stimulate him? Let's say this. You were so worked up by the thought of losing her that you wanted to kill her, but now that she's giving birth to a child you created together, you're planning on running off? Even if you love her, he's not listening. Think about whether that love is strong enough that you'd be able to handle raising a kid together. Think about how your actions are going to impact his life and whether removing yourself would be better for him in the long run. Oh yeah, good stuff to think about. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I didn't. Let's just say this. No need to be nasty, I was just asking. Not like I'm gonna follow you off the bus or anything, haha. He definitely is. So, if you aren't getting off at my stop, then you must be headed to Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. I ride it pretty often, so I'd know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way. Though, come to think of it, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the hollow, you see,
There's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are. Thanks, but my body's got desperate enough to try it. No, I read that wrong. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die, ho ho ho.
He looks back at his phone for once, focused on something other than you. Thank God.
Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you.
The stranger rifles through his bag before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. Why would I want that?
They're boiled peanuts. I got them at the gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. So that is the main reason.
Tip. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Oh.
Screw you and screw your peanuts!
I'm not gonna eat them. I'll just take them, I don't know. You take them. Thanks.
You're welcome. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend.
About time. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep.
No.
Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. Too bad. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed at so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Well, that is always a good sign. Who's this? Hey, Miko. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Offer your boy peanuts. I don't know if she would want that. Want some peanuts? I got them from the bus. You hold out the dripping bag, offering it to your cousin. What? Put those away. Why would I want your wet peanuts? Now come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip. Dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. How are you holding up? I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? So the funeral... I can't believe we've never actually met before this. They haven't? Why is she so rude to me then? Let me think. I don't think she will respond well to this. She doesn't seem like a person who likes to talk about her feelings. This, I don't think she will laugh about this. So maybe this? I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. That was unnecessary. Is there bad blood between us? Haha, yeah. Let's ask this. I'm sorry, but is there bad blood between us? All I know is my mom left and she was mad at this side of the family, but I don't know much besides that. Your cousin stares straight ahead, her expression icy. So that is a yes. I can ask more. Funeral? It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told ya. Need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. Alright. This one. Your cousin turns to stare at you, an icy hatred in her eyes. Maybe this would have worked to ease the tension if she was someone else, but she isn't. She turns back to the road, her expression cold and unforgiving. Whoops, maybe I made it worse. fine. Oh, I can do this. Street smart. You don't have to hide how you're feeling around me. Are you sure? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me. I'm here for you. Feel good to hear. Maybe this one? Are you sure you're alright? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar when my own mom passed. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom before letting out a heavy sigh. Maybe it's a sore spot for her. You quickly apologize. I'm sorry. I know it's probably not what you're looking to hear right now. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin at the car as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Well, maybe I shouldn't have chosen everything I could because one of them definitely made things worse. So maybe that's what they mean by saying choose carefully. Or wisely, what did they say? I don't know. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in great cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. And yet, we enter. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive. Each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. That noise is cool. Welcome to a family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. Wait, does she live here? I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. Should I remember this? But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. It's beautiful! Place is falling apart. I thought you all were loaded. Let's say this. I don't think I've ever been in a building that feels as powerful as this. You're lying through your teeth, but Tabitha doesn't need to know that. In fact, not only does she not need to know that you're lying, but she won't know, ever. You're a very good liar. It is. The estate was the prize jewel of this region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Shall we take a tour? Follow me. So I could only choose one thing. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace the steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any If you need any food, there's fixing for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Wouldn't dare. Oh, you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip. Some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. That's cool. And also a little tricky for me because I want to go everywhere usually, but I guess I can't. So I can lie. I've always dreamed of having a kitchen like this. Someone cleans this place. Oh, this is what they mean by explore. I thought they meant literally exploring somewhere. It's nice. Awesome. I love PB&Js. Somewhere in town to buy food. What if I want ice cream? Let's say this. I've always dreamt of having a kitchen like this. It's so much bigger than what I'm used to in the city. Is that a kitchen island? It is. Thank you. So she did like that. Can I say this? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online though, so I wouldn't be going with you. But I'm your guest. I didn't actually budget for groceries this week. I don't know what to say. Sweet thanks. Cool, good talk. I don't want to say either of these, or else it is. What's next on the tour? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Yeah, I saw him. He looks a little angry though. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Yeah, that's generally true for cats. Pet it anyway. No, I'm listening to her. You decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. Or maybe if I chose the animal trait, I could have petted or done something with it. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show, it's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. Do you mean you never have to go? It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Mystery stains paint the floor. I can lie again. I'll say this. With the little feet on it. Glad you like it. That bathtub is an extremely valuable antique. What does that mean? Does it come alive at night or something? Lift toilet seat. Ugh. Pluck skitter from a bowl as you lift the seat. Use it. I'll just do it because in real life I wouldn't be able to hold it, so. Toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour, follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you the permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about a kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. What's with all the boxes? I'm not gonna lie again because it's gonna become very fake. I'll say this. Old family stuff. Offer to help move them? Do you need help moving them? Eyes you up and down for a moment. She looks very angry. No. Alright. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. Do I want to lie again? I don't know. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip: some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. Alright. There was bad blood between our moms, but it doesn't have to be between us. Where are you going? I want to ask everything. Let's say this first. I don't know what happened when my mom left, but that has nothing to do with me. You asked me to come here, but you're acting all pissed off that I actually came. Can't we just start fresh now that it's just us? She says nothing. Okay, I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You haven't done anything wrong. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Wait, wasn't that guy in the bus saying that his two friends went to the coal mine? Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration. I would appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Right, so don't ask her a bunch of questions. Can I come watch? What? No, the mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. Alright. Girl, hashtag girl boss? Let's not say that. Good for you. That sounds pretty impressive and exciting. Good for you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think of it as boring or exciting in the same way I don't think of cleaning a toilet or painting a wall as either of those things. It's a task. One of those tasks could use more doing. That's a healthy mindset. Seems like a good way to look at a job. Instead of convincing yourself you have to be doing the thing you love the most, it's okay to just have a job. It seems like I'm really sucking up to her, but that's because this is kind of a scary house, and I'm thinking I can use all the, how do you say it, people that are on my side. Yeah, exactly. Would I rather be doing something else with my life? Maybe, but I know I had to take over the company, so why think about that other stuff I could be doing? It's kind of like she resents it. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. What am I supposed to do while you're gone? Let's say this. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. And she's gone. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Settle into your room, to the forbidden wing. Let's not do that. You can head to town. Why not do that while it's still light out? Not for you to drop your bags off in your room and head out to explore the town. Because I wouldn't want to be doing that at night, I think. Let me drink a little bit. So this game has no voiceovers at all. Which is fine, because it's the vibe of the game. But that means I have to do a lot of reading out loud, so I gotta drink in between. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Yeah, I kinda agree with that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Continue. I can't do anything else, so. Finally, you made it back to town. Back. The holler, as that guy in the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. So does no one live here anymore, just my cousin then? A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. A doggy! Oops. Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Is that supposed to be a dog? Let's see this. I love Puck. She's so cute. They really sound like that in real life. That's funny. Thanks. She is cute. Sure, most of her teeth have fallen out and she's got a couple of weird growths, but for a 17-year-old Puck, that's pretty good. Wow, that's really old. She's 17? That's gotta be really old for a dog, right? It sure is. She's about 84 in dog years. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. What about 18? Oh, better yet, 20. Good sound. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? How about I introduce myself so you won't be so nervous? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of cool folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? I am. So I can offer everybody my peanuts. Let's introduce myself. Hi, I'm Miko. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who... Oh, that's the wrong voice. Who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone up in that big house. The way that doggy looks. There's nothing going on in his head. Did you say Debbie? I'm sorry, did I hear you right? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. She's putting on the front. Is she always so? I don't know what I should say. This maybe. I don't think she's doing too well. She's been icy, sure, but it feels like she's putting it on as a front. She's always been a little rough around the edges, to be honest. It's always been hard to tell if that's just the way she is, or if she's just being putting on an act her whole life. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. Sounds like she loves her or they were friends or something. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. Are you two friends? I was probably closer than most people I've gotten to being able to call her friend. Knew it. The school here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. She was a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for coffee and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat? Yes, let's do that. A lot of people here. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. Oops! All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. The sound is completely gone. What are you looking at? I don't know. Let's just do this. You slide into the nearest booth, pretending that you didn't notice everyone in the diner gawking at you like they'd just seen Bigfoot. No need to be so shy. They don't meet many strangers. It's kind of a big deal when someone new wanders into town. Especially since, well, they probably all know what you're here for and by extension, who you're related to. Even if you don't know anybody, it's not easy keeping secrets in a town this size. The dog's face just keeps cracking me up. This is supposed to be a horror game, guys. As you settle into the booth, you can't help but pick up some of the murmurs of conversation around you. Listen in. Stella turns to Gretchen while you take a quick look around the diner. At the counter, two policemen and a woman you assume to be the owner shoot sidelong glances in your direction while whispering to each other. They're gossiping about me. That must be Vivian's kid. Never thought we'd actually meet her.
Looks so much like her.
Oh yes, those eyes are unmistakable, that haunted look. I always thought it'd go away when she finally got out of this town, but I guess unhappiness was baked into her DNA. That's not nice. A young mother and a syrup-stained child sit at the table across from you. Mommy, who's that? Don't stare, Tulip. That must be Miss Tabitha's cousin. Oh, so that's why she looks so sad. I would look sad too if I had to have Miss Tabitha as a cousin. Do you think Tabitha's cousin is mean too? I don't know. I'll find it next time I go visit Miss Tabitha. Are you gonna finish your pancakes? They're almost cold, Sweet Pea, and we've got to get home to help Daddy. In the far back corner, a man sits alone at a small table, sipping coffee and reading a paper.
Oh, why are the strangers who wander into town never gorgeous blonde ladies of an appropriate age? Why is it always cool boys, punks, and whippersnappers?
So I guess I'm either a punk or a whippersnapper, whatever that is. Lastly, a group of coal miners sit hunched around the corner booth, readily scarfing down heaping plates of food.
What do you think? Another youngin' looking for mine work? No way. Clearly don't got the stomach for it. That's gotta be the boss's cousin. There's a funeral this week, if I'm remembering right. For old Miss Pierre Lane, PR Lane, I don't know. May she rot in peace. Oh, let the lady rest, Lloyd. One shouldn't speak ill of the dead, no matter how foul they were, especially for they've been so much as laid to rest. If you'd been around here if you've been around in her heyday, you'd be speaking ill too, Tommy. He's right. Nastiest woman I've ever met. That Tabitha is a blessing compared to her. Cursed a whole lot of them. May every Scarlet burn in hell.
That's enough of that. Yeah, I would say that too. So I guess we're not liked.
Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee.
They gracefully place a cup of special brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks, thanks, Avery.
And here's some bacon for the little lady.
Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. I wonder if for the sound they used an actual dog. Tip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. Like this. But then... what would the game be? Nothing. Oh, I can look at what she's doing. Funny.
Anything for you?
Rolly face. Oh my god. How did I take a screenshot with S? It's so funny. Offer them your boiled peanuts. Why? We're in a restaurant. Isn't bacon bad for dogs? Stella said she's buying, so I have one of everything. Let's order a biscuit and a coffee because that's what she said. Could I have a biscuit and a coffee, please? I heard they were really good.
Best in the country.
I'm really bad at the male voices, I'm sorry about that. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously.
Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit, you won't regret it. Anyway, the funeral's not this Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. Just gonna look at the dog. It is really big though. I mean, dogs aren't that big normally. His head is very big compared to her. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. I forgot what voice I was doing for her, by the way. I wanted to do like a really soft one because he seemed really, I don't know, that kind of type maybe. Cool. Sounds neat. Maybe I'll check some of these things out. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? He's staring at me like, yeah, like he's asking the question. Do you have something in mind? What's your angle here? She seems like a real flirt, to be honest. Let's say this. Something's telling me this is a loaded question and you've got something in mind. Was I being that obvious? My job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with the camera, and it's always better when someone else is there too.
I'm not going to the woods.
Before Stella can finish, Avery returns biscuit in tow. Here's your biscuit. Oh,
here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences.
Wink. I don't know who Winnie is. Thanks, it looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. I've had better. But that's not saying much. I don't know. But you're not too big on biscuits in general. I don't think I actually like biscuits. Like, I know this is a really good biscuit and I'd eat it again, but if this is the best the world of biscuits has to offer, consider me unimpressed. That's very rude. I didn't want to say that.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
So each your own, I guess. Avery lingers at the table for a moment.
So, has Stella mentioned she's famous?
Oh, Avery, I'm not famous.
Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you.
Stella sighs. Oh, I'm a YouTuber. You and everyone else? Wow, that's rad. I've never met a YouTuber before. I'd love to check out your channel at some point. Aw, thanks. It's nothing much. It pays the bills, but it's mostly a passion project, you know.
She's selling herself short, Miko. The stuff is amazing. She hunts cryptids. I don't know what that are.
Wait, how did you know my name? That is weird. Let it go. You choose to ignore Avery mentioning your name before you'd been introduced. It's a small town where it probably gets round.
I've think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one.
Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far.
So she hunts weird animals or something?
So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Despite the shaky camera footage, you can clearly make out the shape of the creature's head and its relative body proportions. You're pretty sure it's a cat, and a big one at that. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my 2 own eyes. It looks like a big cat. I don't know. Let's just suck up a little bit. That's an honest to goodness cryptid right there. No way that's a beaver or a dog. And there's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina. Unless there's some North American colony of capybaras in Appalachia. That would still count as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Yeah, until someone catches a capybara up here, that would still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for this footage, and from there it spread to Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days, I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all a really cool experience. And it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally,
oh, I'm him again. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation.
Exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. No, I don't wanna. It's a pretty easy one this week, we wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the...
Wait, no spoilers!
Whoops, sorry Avery.
It's okay, I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See you all around.
Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. What is that? What is it? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say, wanna tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing. I don't know. No, that depends. Of course, it's actually been a while since I've had anyone butt-crutching out there with me. Say no more, I'm in. Oh my god. I didn't want to say this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kinda be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with this, with us. Yeah, please do. Get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close at the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Please do. Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feel like it's been forever. Silence. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by or... Okay, if you're really sure. But if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know! Yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Huh, yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Too bad. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past. Gosh, 10 years or so. But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious, you'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. It's so funny because you see them still gossiping about me in the background. That'd be nice. Haven't I met enough people already? Let's say this. That'd be nice, I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome, I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down, since she's at the general store basically every day. And also, is that doggy sad again because his bacon is gone? But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So, we should probably head out if we want to make it up to the mountain before it's too dark. Oh, are we gonna go now? I don't wanna. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. We can't afford to leave a tip. Don't leave a tip. Leave a generous tip. You know it's a bit more than one would expect to get from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Oh, that's awesome of you! Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. So is this where the spooky stuff starts to happen? So I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea in the meantime because I'm feeling a bit parched because I have to narrate everything. So I got my cup of tea. So I can continue maybe reading without my voice giving in would be nice. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see a situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. It doesn't seem like a smart choice to me. You feel strangely calm. The setting sun paints beautiful colors in the sky. Fresh air fills your lungs. Pleasant songs of crickets trill around you as night descends. This is where you're supposed to be, with Stella by your side, a sweet smile on her face, and Gretchen plodding along in front without a care in the world. She doesn't look like she doesn't have a care in the world. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hardest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hardest yet until the next one, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Are you really expecting to find anything? Like ghosts? Has anything bad ever happened? Let's say that. You know, just curious and a little scared. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. But he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. That kinda sounds like she's downselling it. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the Wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, bored to tears. Lassie, she is not. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later I was right as rain, so it could have been a lot worse. So she means that those skunks made us stinky? Oh, and there was time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. That's reassuring. But it happens to everybody sooner or later, I'd barely counted. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. Yeah, except for your heads getting blown off. Are you sure it's safe? What's the weirdest thing? Other than anything cryptid related, of course. Are they not gonna explain what that is, or is it just something that exists and I don't know what it is? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. Ugh, that was pretty messed up. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Sounds kinda weird to me. Oh, Detonus Lake! That's definitely the weirdest. It was a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage, with grass and trees growing on it, so you could barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. It was all stuff from the 50s too, which was super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. I don't want to ask this, but I feel like I have to. Ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. You should come to my house. It's definitely haunted. And I mean house in the game where I'm staying with Tabitha. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there. But if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves, I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. You know what, I'm gonna look the word up because maybe it does exist or is something that I just don't know. Alright, so it definitely is a term, I just never heard of it before. Cryptids are animals that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but whose present existence is disputed or unsubstantiated by science. Alright, so folklore. Bigfoot, Yeti, Chupacabra, Loch Ness Monster. Alright. Alright, that explains it. So the game did not make that word up. So she's talking about the Yeti and the Loch Ness Monster, that sort of thing. Where was I? I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist. Oh, as for demons, I don't know. Because if they really are out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. Yeah, that's true. Let's hope all of that's just bunk. Am I right? What about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. I've absolutely no opinion. Then why did you... Forget I said anything. Let's move on. Did you hear that? Yeah, I did. Whoops! Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt.
Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl.
Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were...
Some creature of darkness? No, girlie, just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for way out here?
Skunk ape.
Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick, you aren't.
Is that... Yep.
I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences, I'll keep you in my prayers.
Another stranger, another opportunity for a salty introduction. For the peanuts? You hold out the slippery bag in front of Duke. It's grown quite fragrant since you first put it in your rucksack, like the scent of old beer. But you're pretty sure that's what it's supposed to smell like. Boiled peanuts?
Oh. Boiled peanuts from your backpack? No, I'm all set, thank you. Now both of you all head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight.
I can't do his accent, I just can't. I know what they want him to sound like, I just can't do it.
I'm out dealing with my own critter and won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife.
What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently?
Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put the damn camera down.
Aw, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help you out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best.
That you did. But I've yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it, the way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chicabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and I can't afford to lose many more than that.
I'm so sorry to hear that. But I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken.
Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you.
Oh, Duke, you don't think it's...
I do, actually. It's those damn mountain lions, they're out here, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of trekking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else.
I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. I'm gonna drink a little bit.
I can't believe you go out there on your YouTubes saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-aged Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed. Yet Appalachia and cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names, just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true.
I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible.
You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of the woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight.
Lie? But we were here first. Don't kill it. Can't you just buy more chickens? We totally called dibs on the woods tonight, didn't we, Stella?
Oh, have you been out here since 10 AM? I sure have. I've been tracking that mountain lion all over these hills, and I'd appreciate it if I didn't have y'all two hooligans to worry about once night falls.
But I've got a film tonight. The video needs to be out by tomorrow evening so I can keep on schedule. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career.
You ain't the only one on a schedule. As you well know, my boy Boo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty. We'll be gone there a whole week, so our chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat sign on it. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies.
Let's just go. He's the one with the gun after all. You're right, no point in losing any more time arguing. Fine, we'll head back to town. Break a leg out there, Duke.
Break a what now?
I mean, good luck, old man.
Alright, have a nice night, y'all.
Are we really gonna go back? As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. Oh no. I shouldn't wanna watch a movie. No way. Nuh-uh, no way. Not with Duke and his shotgun out there. I like my head intact, not blown to pieces, thank you very much. Ah, you don't have to worry about old Duke. I've been out trekking with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. Ah, I guess I have no choice. Oh, fine. There's no shaking you, is there? You'll just follow me until I finally relent and go monster hunting with you. I promise it'll be fun and safe. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. I doubt that. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Am I gonna see something spooky now? As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Miko, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. The more I'm reading, the less I'm able to actually speak words. It's so weird. Like I'm losing my ability to speak. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars! I can take the camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. So I thought I was gonna see something spooky while I was filming, but I guess not. In the meantime, we get to take in all this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous out here, don't you think? With all the danger, it stresses me out for not wanting to be out here anymore. Let's just say this. It's breathtaking. And the air's so clean and fresh, I feel like I'm breathing for the first time. It is. I'm glad you came out here. Gretchen has no appreciation for beautiful mountain vistas, and it gets old saying wow into the empty expanse every time I come out here. Yeah, we can say that. Yeah, there's no appreciation. She just, like nothing happens behind those eyes at all. It's nice to have someone to say wow with. Hello. A quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud percussive snort. The dog is very worried. What was that? It's Duke. No, it's not Duke. Goodbye, cruel world. No need to come to terms with your own mortality just yet. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of the herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. Well, she's not scared of anything. I feel like this is where the horror is going to begin. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. That doesn't look good. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light, while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Is that the sound of the dog? I thought that was a deer. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. Oh, she wanted to hunt it. Hunt it. You're too much of a potato. And they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. Really, you did not see that? I bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring... Yeah, that's a fair question if she wants to run after animals. She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find it to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty even at her age. Bucks aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is running around in the woods at 17. That's true. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. Could be. That sound. It's so funny because I know people who've have had bugs and they sound like that, maybe even worse. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Cratch? It's never too late to turn back. I don't actually think I'm really cut out for this sort of thing. Those deer genuinely spook me. I don't know if you want me weighing you down. Don't be so hard on yourself. You just aren't accustomed to the sounds of the forest yet. Well, maybe I don't want to be. When you go on your first few night hikes, everything sounds like some horrible monster that's just waiting for an opportunity to shred you to bits. But eventually you realize it's mostly deer and raccoons, which probably won't go after you. Here, let's take a quick snack break before we get into the night's activities. We're not done. Maybe some food will help settle your nerves. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. What do I want to take? Snack bar. Grab a snack bar. Excellent choice. A good source of energy and chocolate. That cherry and cashew, I hope that's okay. I like to make my own and I tend to make them with my favorites, but I know that's not everyone's bag. In this game, do I have to think about not eating stuff when people offer them to me? Because maybe she is a little cuckoo? I don't know. It's a good combo. Who could turn their nose up at a dry cherry? Cashews are always an extra choice for a nut bar, sturdy yet soft. Maybe they are bugs or something. These kind of look like worms. Thank you, thank you. I love all nuts equally, but finding the right ones for my bars has been a long process. They have to be architecturally sound enough to hold the bar together without overpowering the texture of the fruit. See, here's my problem. I want to read too fast. Almonds and cashews are my go-tos, though occasionally I'll still experiment with pecans. They fall apart so easily though. Anyway, sorry to ramble. It's hard for me to stop once you get me started on snack recipes. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws at a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Sleepy Hollow. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Miko. So this is what they said at the beginning, I can make choices and that will define who I am. So what do I want? I don't want to live alone. 10 roommates. No. Difficult roommate, let's do that. I didn't find this guy, an old roommate of mine had him move in. Then they left and just stuck me with him. He's not the worst roommate I've ever had, so I can't complain too much. The biggest issue is his complete lack of respect for any boundaries. He sleeps on the couch in the common area most nights, always unclothed. He steals bites of my food, which he thinks he's being really sneaky about, but there's nothing sneaky about taking a huge bite out of a freshly made sandwich when there are only 2 of us living there, even if I'm in the other room when it happens. And he infringes on my privacy all the time too. If I close the door to my room, he'll just start screaming and sometimes even attack the door until I open it, then just walk away. It's like he has a complex about closed doors. That is weird. Which of course also means he doesn't close the door when he's doing his business. Almost like he wants me to watch him. And at least once a week he somehow misses and leaves these big pee puddles, which I always wind up stepping in. It's gotten to the point that I think he's causing lasting damage to the house, and no matter what I say or do, it just doesn't get through to him. Anyways, sorry for the rant, but I could go on for hours about this guy. I mean, he's a cat. Oh my god. Yeah, but he's particularly horrible cat, and it's not like I can just give him away or anything. That would be cruel. Now it totally makes sense. Cats do that. Wait, he's a cat, like the animal? Yeah, his name is Truck. I'm terrified I won't get my security deposit back because of what he's done to the place. So, what do you do for a living? You can choose again. Geez, I don't know. Let's do this. I was fortunate enough to get hired right out of law school by a big firm, which means I spent 80 hours a week poring over a 1,000+ page long documents for people who don't even know my name, so that maybe, possibly, in 3 to 5 years I can pay off my $250,000 in student loans. Yikes, buddy. And here I figured lawyers were rolling in it. If I manage to make it past 3 years of this, I'll be set, but a lot of people don't last that long. Being dropped off at your apartment by a town car every night at 2 a.m. only to have it come back to pick you up 3 hours later has a way of really stretching things out. That doesn't sound great, not gonna lie. Is it too late to switch up careers? Maybe being a lawyer just isn't what it was cracked up to be. Debts are paid. Yeah, that's kind of important. Maybe I'll actually put my degree to good use and try to help people instead of working on mergers and acquisitions. If I don't, then what was all of this schooling and debt really worth? And hey, while you're at it, maybe someday you can actually retire. Street smart. Crisp breeze passes over you. You can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. Are those eyes? You scan the tree line and briefly meet your gaze to a pair of glowing eyes. Yeah, I was right. And then they're gone. I think we're being watched. It might be Skunk Ape. Do your best to pretend it isn't watching us. We don't want to scare it off. What about you? I can say let's go after it. I'm not going to say that. Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Maybe I could sleep at her house. Sounds better than mine. Just got an achievement. Take a menu option that requires 2 trades. Cool. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm sorry about your parents, Stella. Nothing gets past you, huh? Yeah, they're not around anymore. They died a few years back. But it's alright, I've done my mourning. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. 2 of the nicest people you'd ever meet, and interesting too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something, and we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself, you see, since his family didn't have much growing up. So he learned how to hunt and trap and got damn good at it. He always made sure I had food, that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with just what's in this clearing, if I had to, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. As for my mom, she was a saint. She was the local vet, the lady all the farms in the county knew to call if the animals were in need of something. She was smart as a whip and strong to boot. Turns out pulling calves out of 1,600-pound cows all day is a great way to build muscle. But she was gentle too. Even the smallest mouse would get the proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those were my parents. What's this? It's alright if you ever need to talk about things. Aw, thanks Miko, that's really sweet of you. How are you holding up? I was glad to see her go. I'm okay. It was a long time coming, so it wasn't a surprise. I'd kind of come to terms with it by the time it actually happened. And it's not all bad, she doesn't have to be in pain anymore, that's a relief. The hospital bills are another story though. Geez, I can't even imagine how bad that must be. Just salt in the wound at that point. Uh-oh. Whoa. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. Everything else went quiet. I could hear all sorts of wildlife just a second ago and now it's quiet. You're right, and whatever made that sound is close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. I'm glad I have the dog. Why do we only have a flashlight? You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines the flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. What's that? What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Right behind you! Do we have to? Now's not the time to hesitate. If we're catching this thing, we've got to go now. Stella sprints into the woods in pursuit, leaving you no choice but to run after her, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by a leash. Oops. Oh. Oof. Oh god, the monster got you. We're gonna die out here. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. Investigate. You move to Stella to get a close look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Examine the growth. Ew. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched out, the growth pulsing beneath. Something in there. Looking more closely at the growth, you think you can see something squirming inside. Examine head. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. Ahem. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? Yeah, I do.
What in Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to? Birdie? Oh, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God.
Did you all see what did this to her? We're on the same team here. Duke, we're on the same team here. We both want to know what happened to Birdie as much as you do right now. So we'll get to the bottom of this, I promise. We were unnatural when we found her like this. Whatever did this to her, I think we can hear them in the trees.
Put the camera away, for God's sake, girl. I don't want to be in another of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting.
Duke, did you hear me? I think they're coming closer.
Come out, you sons of bitches!
Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what will happen.
You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls.
Listen, smart.
Come on, you, whatever your name is. Grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot.
As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against the harness.
Quick, they're closing in on us.
Dive for Gretchen. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on a dark tree line over Duke's shoulder.
God damn it!
Oops, that's my fault. You hear her body hit the ground, and then quiet as the chaos faded and the sounds of nature creep back in. Gretchen? Miko? Duke? Are you alright? Just a little shaken up. Same. Gretchen whines and shakes in your arms. So did I maybe have to choose between the dog or the man? I don't know. Gretchen, here, I'll take her. My poor little pup. Thanks for watching out for her. Duke, are you okay? He's not.
Ugh.
Oh my god, oh my god. Duke, holy shit, what do we do now? What the hell are we supposed to do? Let's do street smart. What do you mean, what do we do now? Duke had a hunting accident by himself in the woods, that's it. Are you serious? We have footage of exactly what happened here. Sure, it's a little dark and shaky, but you can kind of make out that thing coming out of the woods. We can take it to the police. Duke's family deserves closure. Other people deserve to know what's out here. They're never going to believe it. It's going to be a lot harder for them to believe what really happened than to decide that a stranger from the big city came into town and shot someone. It'd be too easy for them to pin this on me. You're right, this whole thing is hard to believe. We need more footage. Oh no! Come on, let's go after them before we lose our chance. Are you nuts? A man is dead, Stella. Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to town and regroup. Thank God. Whoops. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. Keep moving. You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. We're almost there. As you and Stella reach the main road, the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. Are you sure we shouldn't call the cops? Oh, I don't know. You know what? The worst thing is that maybe they'll put me in jail, and I'm safe there. Let's call them. We're out of a depth here. I should get reception out back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tabitha. And 13 text messages. Whoops. I'll call her. Go straight to voicemail. Okay. Text her that you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha's been blowing up my phone. I guess she must be worried about you. But first things first, let's call the police. Stella pulls out her phone and dials. Hello, Earl? It's Stella Richmond. I'm up the mountain on the Askina Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl, who's going to tell Bo? I guess now we wait. Oh, these guys, they were already against me in the bar or diner. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers, Sheriff Huckby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being the middle of the night. See, right there, a thing jumps out of the woods, then the shotgun goes off. What in Sam
Hill? What is that? Some kind of Pillsbury doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac.
No, there was more than one. They chased us through the woods. Whatever they are, they aren't human. And they killed Duke.
Uh-huh. Now we're gonna have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond, if you don't mind. This is evidence.
But Okay. Let me just turn it off to save the battery. As Stella fiddles with the camera, you notice her pop out the memory card and slide it up her sleeve. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. Who is speaking? He is?
We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Huckby and I... Please, call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you and... Who are you exactly?
That's Miko. She came into town today for the funeral. Miko?
Miko as in...
Tabitha's cousin, yeah.
Damn, didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own.
It wasn't that... Never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack someone else.
Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke is going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. We only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights. We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs. But retrieving Duke will just have to wait. Now, if you'll kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home.
Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left will be fine.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to insist, for your own safety.
Stella sighs. Okay, thank you.
You can ride up front with me, lady. That is, if your mama permits.
Sure, Earl. You can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. But didn't she say her mom isn't alive anymore? The cops usher you and Stella into the back of the squad car.
You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are.
Sheriff Hugby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella. A worried look stretches across her little pug face as Hugby scratches behind her ears. Stella is unusually quiet as the car makes its way down the pitch-black mountain road. She went rigid the second she sat down, muscles stiff and unmoving as she stares out the window, jaw clenched. Hey, you good? She doesn't respond. Let's do this. Gently on her shoulder, she jumps slightly at your touch, but you can feel some of her tension ease and hear her let out a self-soothing sigh. I don't think Stella's okay back here, fellas.
Oh, I'm sure it's just a little car sickness. She'll be right as rain once we get back down the hill, though she'd best try not to hull in the meantime. We wouldn't want Franklin here to have to work late cleaning the squad car. Only a few minutes away now. You'll all better keep it together until then.
Oh, these male voices, oh my god, I can't do them. Soon, the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage.
You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was...
Mulder! Let's just be honest.
Sure. You're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't you go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. You'll have a good night now. Bye-bye, Gretchen. And you'll have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch.
They're so happy. They're very jolly when a man just died. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. Would you ask if we walk home? Isn't this the same? That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Oh, maybe they had a car accident and that's how her parents died. Which I guess the night was. Sorry if I weirded you out. God, what a night. Can say that. I can't believe they're waiting until the morning to even start looking for him. Who knows what those things are doing to his body right now. And what's worse, I think they implied that you're a suspect even after we showed them all of the footage. Yeah, but I kinda said that would happen. I'm screwed. They clearly don't believe us about what happened, and I doubt the footage will help clear anything up after all. These may be my last few days of freedom. I'd better use them well. So negative. I told you we shouldn't trust the cops. I'm not gonna lie, the deck's a little stacked against us right now. But it's okay, I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. I was there, I filmed the whole thing. At the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And it won't get to the point either, because we're gonna do a little investigating of our own. We have to. We've got to find out more about those things. If we can get clearer footage, or better yet, trap one of them, there's no way they can blame you for what happened. The library doesn't open for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have and never came across anything like this. There is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. Let's keep this nightmare going. I should check in on Tabitha. My friend's place is on the way back and stopping by shouldn't take long. You sure you don't want to stop in first? I know I wouldn't want to head up that mountain road by myself after everything that's happened tonight. I don't know. When you put it like that. I hope she's still awake. Uh-oh. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Suddenly gets Stella's attention. You tap her shoulder and subtly direct her gaze to the shadows. Is that the farmer? It's saying my name. How am I supposed to do that? Miko. Jesus. Welcome home. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone. Disappeared into the shadows of the night. Like that's normal. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Oh, I forgot to do a voice. Hi, Mrs. Fawcett. This is Miko. Is it okay if we come in? Of course, of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. I'm trying to do an old lady's voice, but I can't. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Miko. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Berlian... What is that name? Berlan? It's gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Yeah, maybe a little freedom and rest. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. How did you know she died? Oh, Berlane was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of. Bless her heart. I've never met her. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about the woman. Ha, that's fair, child. But it seemed like the right thing to do. We need your help. Ah, yes. I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh my lord! Have you contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. This wasn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Fawcett. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out the memory card she'd swiped from the camera and pops it into her phone. I wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this, at least not before we had a chance to make a copy. Smooth. The cops wouldn't know what to do with that footage anyway. Imagine if they accidentally erased it. Exactly. I'll give it to them if they ask again, but for now we can examine the footage for ourselves. Where was this? Up the mountain to the northwest. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? I need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than a nosy mother. Keen eye. Kanika's door is covered with stickers, their edges frayed from recent but failed attempts to remove them. This is a childhood room someone was unhappy to return to. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen? Who's a good potato? And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? Well, she's friendly. Let's see this. Something terrible happened. Tabitha's cousin? Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and a friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out here. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? We can watch this without you. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Miko and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? I'm fine, really. I'm okay. I'm fine too, thanks for asking. I'll say nothing. Poor Duke, poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Beau, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call them later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. I didn't like him. I agree, those things are still out there. And as long as they are, more people are in danger. So, very true, but not for the reasons you think. These things, my grandmother called them ditchlings. They are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on, whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Miko with this Tylipo crap. A man just died, have some respect. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. Or maybe I'm making her voice a little too old. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite their grisly scene in the woods. How can you say that? Duke is dead. An unfortunate accident and nothing more. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. That's not nice, I saw them too. Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night. They don't need this. It's okay, Kanika, this is helpful. Stella, whatever these things are, they aren't magic. We can't rule that out, not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the chicken in our video. What was that growth? I saw something living in that chicken, squirming around. Maybe it's some sort of parasite larval stage, part of their life cycle. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there, not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Miko get some rest. I ran a ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I'm ready to pass out. Thank God. You don't have to leave on Micah. I just want to go home. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you call them? That's right. You go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Miko. It's the first time she spoke to me. It's excellent iced or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Help wakes up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. What about mine? And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Oh geez, I don't know what to do because I think if I go back to Tabitha, maybe something scary will happen on the way home and it's very late. And maybe something happened to her, but if something already happened, I'm already too late. Right? I don't know what to do. I'll do this. I'm terrified of being alone tonight. Yeah, no kidding, I can't say I was looking forward to it myself. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. While it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate, it's far better cared for. Make yourself at home. Who was that guy? People usually don't get to jump on me like that. Wayne? I haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine. It might be worth looking into him. I should probably try killing the tempter. Right, she probably likes to know you're not dead. Get some rest. I'll see you in the morning. Put your phone and call your cousin. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been? I called you back. As soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. And I also texted you. Do you know anyone named Wayne? I feel slight but palpable hesitation before Tabitha answers. I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. You hesitated. It's late, and you never came home. I'm sorry that your random questions and accusations caught me off guard. Now, are you going to tell me where you've been or not? I watched a man die tonight. I went into the woods with this girl I met to find some cryptids, and it ended up with us watching a man die. Ah, so you met Stella then? Ah, that explains everything. And she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comfort of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a new friend. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sounds of quiet sobs. Aww. And that's the end of episode 1. I hope you liked it. Luckily, it wasn't as scary as I thought, but maybe the following chapters will be. Don't know. A lot of open endings though, and a lot of paths we didn't explore. I'm guessing we can replay these episodes and get a different game experience. For instance, if you choose to trade Talk to Animals, you will most certainly get different explore options, which will be true for the other trades as well. So basically, you can play exactly the way you like and make changes however you like. That's kinda cool if you ask me. I've also read that it matters where you choose to spend the night. Episode 2 will start with it, so who knows if me being too scared to go back will pay off. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I had fun doing something different for once, and I also liked this game, so that's a bonus. Now it's time to show you the end credits. Have a happy Halloween, spooky greetings, and until the next video. Bye bye! Is that the end? I think it might be. If it's the end, it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. I mean the end of chapter 1. Yes, this is the end of episode 1. You can pick up the rest of the game in early access on Steam or itch. 1 to 4 are out now.